It's 2 p.m. in the UK. It's 9 a.m. Eastern on the East Coast. This is Ask Angelika. Hello, Angelika.
Hello, Stephen.
Right, we're nearly ready to go. Just waiting for connections. Today we're live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Possibly. Time will tell. Okay, and I'm just going to switch my light on. Okay, so we have light. Oh, you borrowed my light last time, didn't you?
I can't remember, did I?
I think so.
Oh, well.
It's a bit late now. Okay, and remove that. And we say hello to... Hello, Roland. Is it that time of week again? It is Roland. Roland again. Hi, guys. And Corinda is saying... Hey, you two. There are two of us, aren't there? If I take this off.
Yes.
There are two of us. Oh, can I hide that? I want to hide that and hide that. You didn't see that.
I see what you've done now. Okay, cool.
Yep. Okay. So, welcome to the show. Let's go right to the top. And welcome to the show. This is Ask Angelika. German language tuition, idioms and tongue twisters, S, season 4, episode 19. Angelika, would you like to explain how this all works?
Well, I know you like tongue twisters, and but before we do them, we'll have some idioms, and we've worked our way through the alphabet from A to R already. So today we have S, and we've got 5 idioms and 1 very short tongue twister.
Okay, and Corinda, as usual, has got a question. It's nothing to do with what we're doing today. So just give me a second. I just want to change things slightly. And thank you, Corinda. Right. Okay. Let's just change things up a bit, shall we? Just if I go there. Nope. No, that's not what we want. Let's hide the card. Okay, and then we're back to our normal setting. All is as it should be, and we're good to go. Okay, so the way this works, there are phrases in German which are idioms, and I'm going to read them. Angelika will correct me, my pronunciation that is, then we'll do a literal translation, and then our English equivalent. Okay, so we've got 5 phrases. Shall we make a start? Shall we?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, let's go. All right, phrase 1. Ein Spatz in der Hand ist besser als eine Taube auf dem Dach.
Yeah, well done. Ein Spatz in der Hand ist besser als eine Taube auf dem Dach.
Right, if you're watching us live, or even if you're watching on the replay, you can read that out yourself for practice. We can't hear you, so there's no problem there. And you can think about what the translation might be. If you've got an idea of what the translation is, even if you're using Google Translate, then please pop a comment and we'll show it on screen. Okay, other than that, the literal translation, let's have a go at this. Der Hand. Ist besser is better. Something in the hand is better than a pigeon auf dem Dach. Was bedeutet Dach?
On the roof.
On the roof. Okay. So a bird in that? No, not a bird.
Well, it is. Spatz is a particular bird. It's a sparrow.
Right. A sparrow in the hand is better than a pigeon on the roof.
Yeah, that's the literal translation. And I think you'll find Roland has already come up with the English idiom.
Oh, right. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Yeah.
Thank you, Roland. And over to Corinda. And Corinda is saying a sparrow in the hand is better than... Right.
Missed the last bit. Yeah.
You've done the first bit. Okay. So let's go for the translation, a literal translation. A sparrow in the hand is better than a pigeon on the roof. And our English equivalent, which Roland got absolutely right. A bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Have you seen this? Have you got prior knowledge of all this, Roland. Okay, and over to somebody watching the Facebook group. That's the Ask Angelika Facebook group. Thank you for joining us live today. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. And a translation.
I don't think that's a translation.
That's not a translation. Good luck, Mr. Healy. Thank you very much. And over to Roland. We're going to have fun this afternoon. First one I got right. Well played. Well played. It must be an omen for this weekend. And Kate is here. Thank you, Rinda. So Kate is watching in the group. And Ing. Okay, that could be Inga. Okay. Right. So we've done the first phrase. Let's go with the second one. Spießrutenlauf machen.
Spießrutenlauf machen. Yeah.
And this is the problem, because the break in the words, you've got to work out where each word starts and ends, because that's a compound word, isn't it?
Yeah, and if you don't know the individual bits, then that makes it difficult to work out where you put the break in. I guess I missed actually einen. We should have put einen in front of it. Einen Spießrutenlauf machen.
Okay, but Spießrutenlauf machen.
Yeah.
Okay. Lauf is to walk.
Yeah, in this case, I think you want to be a bit quicker and run.
Life is also to run. So, yeah, anybody helping us out here? And do a Spieber run.
I haven't heard that word, so I don't know.
Well, no, we've actually beaten Google, because that's not a B, Corinda. That is actually an S set. S-P-I-E-S set, which is the old way of spelling double S, because that's changed now, hasn't it?
I know that word is still spelled with the S set.
Okay.
The spelling rules have changed, but the letter S set still exists.
Okay. So back to Corinda. Spielberg run. Okay, Spielberg run. Over to Roland, and Roland is saying, "Run before you can walk." That's close. Walk before you can run. Okay, and from Kate in the group, to perform the gauntlet, to run the gauntlet.
To run the gauntlet, yeah.
Okay, and Corinda is saying, "Oh," and run like the wind. Okay, thank you for all your comments and suggested translations. So let's go back to the original. So, run like the wind.
No, it's quick to run the gauntlet. Spießruten, yeah, literally translated would be spit rots. So it's to run the spit rots. But in English, we call those spit rots the gauntlet.
Ah, right. So this translation is to run the split rods, and our equivalent is to run the gauntlet. So congratulations to Kate Oringa in the Facebook group. Well done.
Yeah, and so gauntlet. So we've actually got the same idiom this time, except that gauntlet is a different word in German.
Yeah. Okay. All good. Scoring well. Right. Phrase 3 then. Let's see if we can carry on a good run. Sich auf die Socken machen.
Ja, sich auf die Socken machen.
Now, Socken are socks.
Yes.
Machen is to make or do. Sich auf, so of the socks. Pull your socks up.
No. No, I can see that would be a sort of a logical jump, but it isn't.
It's not to pull your socks up. Roland, come on. And Corinne is saying, make your socks.
Your socks. No, it isn't.
Roland's here now. We've got Roland. We're good. Put a sock in.
It isn't.
Ah.
No.
It's not put a sock in it.
No, they're all good English idioms, but this one is different.
Okay.
I got you.
Sich is third person.
It's oneself.
Okay.
So
Okay.
if I said, if I talk about me, I would say, ich mache mich auf die Socken, auf die Socken.
Get your socks on, and get on your feet. So let's see.
Yeah, we're getting closer.
Okay. So literal translation is to make oneself on the socks.
Which doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, we know idioms don't have to make sense. They just
No,
have
sometimes they do, don't they? But this time it doesn't. And it just means to be off or to leave in a hurry. Yeah. When we're saying like, I'm off now, bye. Yeah. In German, we make oneself out on the socks.
So instead of saying Tschüss, we could say Sich auf die Socken machen.
Well, no, Tschüss is more like a greeting and goodbye, isn't it? Sich auf die Socken machen. As an example, I could say, oh, ich muss mich jetzt auf die Socken machen. Yeah. I look at the watch and I think, oh, crikey, it's time I'm off.
Right.
But it's not a greeting. It actually comes from Latin. It comes from the Latin word soccus, which means a low shoe.
A sandal.
Oh, the translation just said low shoe. I don't know. Yeah. Well, I guess it would have been. Right. No, it did say shoe. So that's where it comes from.
We've got get on your feet, and then Corinda has said, get on your socks, and then Roland has said, a sock without a foot is useless.
Well, I agree with that, but that's not the translation of the idiom.
Okay. Get your act together.
No, it isn't. It's literally, it's just to be off, to leave in a hurry. I've got to go.
Right. Well, we'll be going through them all again. And okay, now phrase 4. Jemandem die Stirn bieten.
Jemandem die Stirn bieten.
If we go back to the first series of Ask Angelika, my pronunciation wasn't anywhere near as close as it is now, which proves the value of having fortnightly German lessons with Angelika. Because now my pronunciation is fine. It's my translation. Right. Okay. So over to Facebook group, get your act together. So that's it. So what do we think? What do we think for Jemandem die Stirn bieten? And from the group, that was the previous one. So over to Corinda. Corinda's got the translation to defy someone.
Okay.
Okay. What do we give?
Yeah, that would be a translation. We do have an idiom as well. But the meaning is to defy somebody, yes.
Right, or to beat yourself on the head. Close.
No,
right, let's go back. Jemandem die Stirn bieten. The literal translation, Angelika, is
to offer somebody the forehead. Right. Think of forehead. It's actually pretty hard, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So if I'm going like that to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm saying I'm not having any of this rubbish, you know. I'm actually standing up to somebody.
A headbutt.
No, it's just standing up to somebody.
Okay. So
it was a symbol of military resistance because the hardness and the frontal orientation of the forehead made it a symbol. And you were standing up to somebody, standing to attention and got your forehead up.
Okay. Phrase 5. Just a minute. Technical problem. Phrase 5. Hang on. Let's split this compound word. Seemannsgarn spinnen.
Yeah. Seemannsgarn spinnen.
Seemann. A lookout. No.
I can see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
It's a seafarer or a sailor.
A sailor. So.
Yeah, literally a seaman, but as in ocean man or seaman, but it's a sailor. Right.
Okay, so we're waiting for Roland. If you're still Roland, I know you've read this out loud. if you want to give us a translation, Corinda and Kate and Inga, if you want to give us a translation, please do. But we know that it's a seafarer. And we've got, I can see the comments now. Okay. And the comments are coming in. And here we have it from Roland. Sailing close to the wind.
They might be doing that, but that's not when they are spinnen Seemannsgarn.
Okay. Corinda. Spin a yarn.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Okay. And over in Facebook group land, a crazy sailor.
Well,
Okay.
not completely off. So Seemannsgarn, garn is the thread, and
Right.
spinnen as a verb is to spin. So the literal translation is to spin sailor's thread.
All right. Okay. So the translation is, as Angelika said, to spin a sailor's thread. And our equivalent, before we get to the grand finale for this part of the broadcast, is to spin a yarn. And
yeah, so it's actually almost identical to the English, except the Germans put the word Seemann because sailors are known to spin yarns.
Right. Those are the idioms. We've now come to a tongue twister, and this week's tongue twister. Well, it doesn't fit. I can't fit it on the bottom of the screen. So we've gone over to Canva, and the good thing about this is that when I put this on screen, you will not see Angelika or I until it's gone. So you not watch me trying to read this. This is the tongue twister for today. Out to Roland before we disappear for a second. Peter Piper. Yeah, that's the sort of thing.
Oh, this one is worse, I think.
This is the tongue twister of all tongue twisters, and even worse than that, Roland, it's in German. So please say with me, and we'll ask Angelika to say it afterwards. I'm going to put it on the screen for a second or two, and then I'm going to attempt to read it, but you won't see me reading it. Okay. Right. Okay. This is Ask Angelika, tongue twister for the letter S. Siebzehn Schnitzer, die auf Siebzehn Schnitzsitzen sitzen und mit ihren spitzen Schnitzern Ritzen in ihr Schnitzholz schlitzen, wobei sie schwitzen sind 17 schnitzende auf dem Schnitzsitz sitzende spitze Schnitzer, benützende oh wow, what a word. Schnitzsitz Ritzen Schlitzer. Okay, now
that was a brilliant attempt.
right. Wow. Now over to Roland, and then well done, Stephen. Well, I've got a cup of tea next to me, Roland. I'm going to have a sip of tea while Angelika reads it. Okay, so while Angelika reads it out, I'm going to have a sip of tea.
17 Schnitzer, die auf 17 Schnitzsitzen sitzen und mit ihren spitzen Schnitzern Ritzen in ihr Schnitzholz schlitzen, wobei sie schwitzen, sind 17 schwitzende, schnitzende, auf dem Schnitzsitz sitzende, spitze Schnitzer, benützende Schnitzholz Ritzen Schlitzer.
Wow, well done. I'm going to give you a round of applause as well.
This is really like Peter Piper. I mean, it doesn't make any... It's just brilliant words put together to make them sound good.
Okay, now, if there is an English translation, it would be this. Now, I'm going to read this out, but it's English, so we can take our time and understand all the words. 17 carvers sitting on 17 carving seats and carving grooves in their carving wood with their pointed carvers. Sweating as they do are 17 sweating carving sitting on the carving seat, pointed carvers using carving wood, which also, I've got to say, it doesn't make much, we've got both on the screen now, which is what we can do. In actual fact, what we can do, if I put move there, okay, you're moving. I'm going to move you there. Doesn't want to go. Let's try this. I'm No, okay, well, let's make do with that. So you've got the German and English on screen at the same time. And if I go like that, by the magic, we'll have the German at the top and the English at the bottom. So can somebody take a screenshot of that, please?
I mean, I'm always impressed by people who spend time making sentences like this, because somebody must have thought about it and then thought, I can make some really interesting sentences with lots of similar words there, and I'm going to make it really long. And then just do it.
Yeah. And over to, hang on just a minute, let's catch up. Roland was saying, well done, Steve, have a drink. No, thank you. I have, Roland. Whilst during the interlude, I had a drink. Steve and I got German for you. Ich bin bei Amazon auf Amazon.com. Das ist gut. And over to Roland again, and Roland is saying Stephen the Wiltshire Bard. Okay.
I think actually we need to, as we're talking about other things not to do with Ask Angelika, I think I need to say a belated herzlichen Glückwunsch zum Hochzeitstag to Roland, because he had his wedding anniversary yesterday of 42 years, I think it was. And I think that's worth mentioning.
Happy anniversary, Roland. Yes, it is worth mentioning, because we're a group.
And he still has time to listen to us.
Indeed. And Roland's commenting, and it's going to come in automatically. 2 seconds, 1 second. Thank you. And 43 years.
I couldn't remember, and I forgot to check again.
You must have been remembering last year's then. All good. And over to Corinda. Can we do live streaming in German? No. I'll explain why in a minute. And over to Roland again. May the 12th, 1979. Congratulations, both.
I wasn't even a teenager then. Oh, yes. No, I was. Yes. Oh, sorry.
I couldn't possibly do a German language program unless it was myself and Angelika, because without Angelika's guidance, then it just wouldn't work. He said, okay, now I'm going to hide both those cards. And this is where we do it all over again. So this is Ask Angelika, German language tuition and translation. You can go along with us as we go through all 5 sentences again. And when we get to the tongue twister, it's most definitely Angelika's turn first. I'll do it after you, but you do it first. Okay. Right. So phrase number 1.
Ein Spatz in der Hand ist besser als eine Taube auf dem Dach.
Literal translation is, a sparrow in the hand is better than a pigeon on the roof. Angelika? Oh, no, me or you? You want me
no, a bird in the hand is worth 2 in the bush.
Very good. Phrase number 2.
Einen Spießrutenlauf machen.
Literal translation is to run the spit rods. I'm not sure what spit rods are.
I don't know. They're just rods with bits on the top and that. I don't know.
Okay.
It probably doesn't really exist. That's why you call them the gauntlet.
Okay. So the English equivalent, as Angelika said, is the gauntlet. Phrase 3.
Sich auf die Socken machen.
And we had all sorts of translations to this, but the literal translation is to make oneself on the socks. Okay. And our English equivalent is?
To be off or leave in a hurry. Go, you've got to go.
Scarper, to scarper.
Scarper, yeah, maybe. Who says that?
I
That's
don't know.
not north, isn't it?
Is it? Okay, it's up to you.
Jemandem die Stirn bieten.
Literal translation is to offer somebody the forehead.
And what we say in English, to stand up to someone or somebody.
Okay. The final phrase before we get to the tongue twister.
Seemannsgarn spinnen.
The literal translation is to spin the sailor's thread. And the English equivalent is to
spin a yarn.
To spin a yarn. We'll say that together now. before we get to the tongue twister, just to give you sort of a breather for a minute, Angelika, I'm going to go to the comments and like learning German equipment. Okay.
Oh, that's about your Amazon Live, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so we have, without further ado, the German tongue twister for this week, letter S.
17 Schnitzer, die auf 17 Schnitzsitzen sitzen und mit ihren spitzen Schnitzern Ritzen in ihr Schnitzholz schlitzen, wobei sie schwitzen, sind 17 schwitzende, schnitzende, auf dem Schnitzsitz sitzende, spitze, Schnitzer, benützende Schnitzholz Ritzen Schlitzer.
Oh wow. Wow. I couldn't possibly do better than that. I couldn't. I mean, I was lucky the first time. Do I push it again?
Don't have to.
Go on then. I'll give it a whirl. Siebzehn Schnitzer, die auf 17 Schnitzsitzen sitzen und mit ihren spitzen Schnitzern Ritzen in ihre Schnitzholz schlitzen, wobei sie schwitzen, sind 17 schnitzende auf dem schwitzende spitze, Schnitzer, I've lost it, benützende, Schnitzholz Ritzen Schlitzer. I should know better. I should have quit whilst I was ahead. Okay. And out of the comments, and Roland's saying, Angelika, wow. And that was a wow. That was word perfect. And it was fast as well. So the English one, the English equivalent is going here. 17 carvers sitting on 17 carving seats and carving grooves in their carving wood with their pointed carvers sweating as they do so. Are 17 sweating carving sitting on the carving seat, pointed carvers using carving wood. And there we have it. Okay, over to Corinda. That fast, indeed. Right. Angelika, would you like to explain what's happening in next week's episode? Because it is something 2 weeks' time.
Yes. I've actually found so many idioms, and I also found 2 tongue twisters. The second one is not quite as long as this one, and I didn't think it was fair to let you suffer with both today. So next time we still have, well, we don't have S, we have SCH. So we do another one, but with SCH, or most of the nouns in there, the important ones have got an SCH in there, and the tongue twister has got lots of words which start with SCH.
I'm sure it has. I'm sure it's got lots of SCH words in there.
Yeah, something for you to look forward to.
All right, so 2 weeks' time, we'll be back at 2 p.m. in the UK, 9 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. in Belgium. Thank you for joining us. I want to say thank you to Roland and Corinda and Kate and Inga and everybody who's commented today. If we missed you, we apologise. We've enjoyed it today. It's been very busy.
Brilliant. Yes, really good.
We'd like to say it first, and I'll follow you.
What? Tschüss von mir.
Und tschüss von mir. Bis später. That's a wrap.